Hey guys, this is Garcia and you're watching The Corporate Diary. Today I want to talk to you about a question that I got asked on my YouTube not too long ago. It's a recent video since the relaunch of CatGarciaOnline.com and The Corporate Diary, which has been super cool. And the question was, what led you to leave consulting, or what led you to leave consulting, and what kinds of questions did you ask yourself when you were looking to exit? And so exit strategies for consulting are super interesting, and I think they're quite personal to everybody. There are some common threads, and I remember when I was pondering the idea of leaving my consulting firm and also just consulting in general, I asked a lot of my friends who had worked at my firm or not, and asked them why they chose to leave and what their strategies were for leaving. So when I first entered consulting, I gave myself 2 years. I said, I want to see what I can achieve in 2 years and what I'm going to learn in 2 years. And then I will see whether or not I want to stay, if I want to continue to progress and seek promotions or seek new opportunities, seek different titles and salary. And, I pretty much said for 2 years, I'm going to give it my all, and then I'll think about the long-term plan. So after 2 years, I was super happy with all the experiences that I had, but I think there came a point where in consulting, you have to be quite open. You have to be industry agnostic in many ways and pretty much be open to specializing in one industry, whether or not that's in your control, if you want to advance. Or you kind of have to wait around and see if you can be lucky enough to be given a project that gives you the skill sets that you want to develop. And I was a digital marketer before I got into consulting. I've been a digital marketer my entire life, if you count YouTube and you count growing up in content and understanding those kinds of strategies and methodologies, and marketing is my first love, as well as information systems, right? And I felt like I was being thrown onto so many different projects that, yes, they were really great and I learned a lot, but they were either in industries or I was developing skill sets that I just didn't really want to continue focusing on. And it's hard to have agency in consulting. Again, you have to be very open, and you just can't hone into a specific skill set, because it really depends on what project you're staffed on, right? And I think it got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want to keep waiting and to work on digital marketing or work on marketing or work on actually real digital cases, right? I want to learn financial modeling. I want to experience financial modeling. I want to experience go-to-market strategies. I want to practice actual digital analytics and put that into use, because I know those things and I want to continuously develop those skill sets for what I want to do in my life, right? And I think there was a mismatch at a certain point where I was okay, until when am I going to get that next project? And I kept kind of living in the future where I wasn't enjoying what I was working on. And then at a certain point, as I had more conversations with my managers, they often said, what you're looking for is very specific and we don't offer that, right? What you want to do it's really hard to come by on a project basis. And there are limitations to where you can be staffed. And, I definitely asked myself, okay, so is that true, number one, or is it just more of opportunity? Is it just more opportunities? And I really did my all. I tried to be staffed. I sold work. I tried to be staffed on what I wanted to be staffed on, networked my way. And still, the most digital compelling projects just were not what I wanted to do. And I knew that what I wanted to do was out there, but it just was no longer like there was a mismatch between what I wanted to do and develop and learn versus what this company offered. I think what also helped me was the fact that I had traveled so much with consulting that I knew where I wanted to be. So I only started applying to companies in New York. But as a Canadian, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna move to like another country. It's kind of like, okay, what jobs can I get where I can get a visa, like a TN visa that I'm eligible for, or like an L1 or something where that I can get a visa for. It at least provided a North Star and a direction that I'm grateful for. When you're a consultant, it's just so open, right? You're not like a specialist really, like you're a strategist, but you can be a strategist in so many different industries, and I saw a wealth of industries. Wealth management, for example. I worked in tech. I worked for one of the largest software companies in the world, in SF, and it's kind of like how do you pick? So I started going more from like a skill set perspective. Those were the reasons for why I was looking to leave consulting, and it's again very specific to my own story and my own life. There was a mismatch, and then I found a new city to match what I wanted from a lifestyle perspective, and I also wanted to be in a company that I got that I'm at now that matched those skill sets that I'm looking to practice and develop, and yeah, just the projects or ventures that I'm just so excited on a day-to-day to like be a part of. It's insane. Yeah, so I don't really know if it's a question of consulting, like why I left consulting, or more so why did I leave my job. I try to like plan my life now in 2-year increments and ask myself like from a yearly standpoint, like how am I doing? How do I feel? And it used to be all about work, right? I used to always focus on like, okay, how am I doing? Like, how am I progressing? Did I get promoted? Like, what's the next thing? What's the next project? But I've come to the realization, and I'm so glad that I have, that it's not about work. Work is just a part of your life. So when you're thinking about your life and evaluating where you are, ask yourself, am I okay with my current friend group? Am I okay with my social life? Am I okay with my social life? Am I okay with the personal growth that I am going through right now? So do I need to change the city that I'm in? Do I need to change the geography? Do I need to travel more? Is that something that I'm looking for from my job, or is it from a vacation standpoint? Do I need to plan more social activities? Should I go to conferences? Should I take more vacation? Things like that are also really important. So when you're evaluating where you are, take that into consideration. Take your life into consideration and whole encompassing. And I don't think years ago I did that. Didn't really think about that. It was all about work. So yeah, why did I quit consulting? It's personal. But when you're looking to ask yourself those questions, I'd say, ask yourself how you're doing in all parts of your life. Make a list. What do you value? And how are you meeting those values on a day-to-day? So why did I quit consulting? One, I was just ready to match my skill set and experience level with another company or industry that could give me could offer me those things. And secondly, I was really fixated on New York, and from a geography standpoint, I wanted to change my life, and I knew that with my consulting firm, it would just take too long, and they weren't really offering to transfer me. So I just knew that I was ready for the next thing, a new company, and I just wasn't gonna switch consulting firms at that point. And then thirdly, I'd say from like a health standpoint, I was ready for something more stable, where I could not be traveling 100% of my year, which I did and I loved, but you know, fixated on New York and like changing my life and having a community, having like a city that I could like claim as my own was really important to me, and the way that I could take care of my body, could take care of my mental health, and just like enjoy my social life in a stable place, you know, as well as being able to travel for work, which I can right now, and it's amazing, and it's great because it's not 100% of my year. So I'd say that those are like the three main reasons if I were to like sum it all up. But yeah, I hope that this helped. Please subscribe and comment below if you have any more questions. This video came from one of you, so thank you for your questions, and I hope to answer them in a next video. Thanks guys, bye.